Hello, everyone. Just want to talk today some about my favorite thing, existence, and everything in it, which is everything and anything you can think of, and so many potentials that may never be actualized for a long time, or billions of years, or maybe not in this realm or in this universe. But I want to focus today on the infinite spirit, the third source and center of reality, third source and center of all existence, the third person to deity. There's a conjoint actor, all kinds of names, but some might better understand it as the infinite reality. And this third created, not created, it's third being that comes about in the Paradise Trinity. In my understanding, completes the basic family unit. Three is the simplest, and the divine family, the Paradise Trinity, when everything comes from it, is not created. It is everything that creates. And the three persons of all existence reside in the great source and center, the Isle of Paradise, the Isle of Light, this center of all things that pilgrims of time, creatures of God searching, God knowing, and God loving can find and ascend to and travel to, really through the universes, and understand this reality better and more, and on different levels that are just more and more towards those values that are spiritual, that are those fruits of the spirit. Joy, peace, kindness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control, love, and patience, the temperance that I still lack and need so much more. Well, this infinite spirit is basically also the universal controller, to where a universal organizer that is a personality coordinator that has been delegated to mercy ministry over all creation and evolutionary universes, what have you, where there can be creatures that can come to know God and search for God and have that yearning to understand and want to know, those truth seekers that are out there always searching for more understanding and wanting to just be able to comprehend. And sometimes it gets to a point where the search and adventure is the part of the experience that is also part of it. That's amazing, and stop and smell the roses, and how much understanding we need to where you know that you have to, you can love God and get that reciprocated back, to where when I found that love from God, that I think it's always been there, and that just recognizing that, some people say, like, once you start searching for God, then it's not that you found that God found you, is that you found God, because God's always kept you in his mind and his atmosphere, wherever he knows everything about you, more than you probably know about yourself. And he's always been out there trying to get your attention and get you to know what this is all about. But I want to turn this around and check out some more of these personalities here and show you what I got. But so this infinite spirit has many names, and I've named some of them, but there's a God of action too, which really puts in perspective of what he's about, and this central universe, which is the billion spheres that are in like 7 circuits, and there's also 3 other circuits around paradise that are where the universal Father, the eternal Son, and the infinite spirit have different residences or different places for, like, on the infinite spirit 7 spheres in their little paradise circuit around paradise. There's the 7 master spirits, where they kind of coordinate through different ones. I don't think they reside there. I think they actually reside on Paradise, and there's a rendezvous point close to the center of Paradise where they will rendezvous, and where they actually came about. I believe these 7 master spirits. I think they're all also maybe be the first actual created beings out of the Trinity that were all co-created, but these 7 master spirits are usually classified as children of the Paradise Trinity, and then you have those are different 7 supreme spirit groups. Sorry, but we'll start up here, where you have this first known event, and it's quoted because it's not really an event that happened, it's always been, and everything recorded before that, there is nothing. It's all a mystery, because the first known event is, the infinite spirit testifies is this central universe, and that basically is what started the Paradise having activated the Isle of Paradise here, where gravity actually came into play, and there was physical gravity circuit starting actually to be manifested. So the executive action, takes the love of the Father and the mercy of the Son and puts it all out there into our universe, and co-created by like the Father and Mother Son, how they term the universal Father and the eternal Son also there. But so this basically also manipulator of energy, and helps control all the manifestations that these power directors and different personalities that we'll get to eventually help control all the material and energies, and if you know your E equals MC squared, then there's all kinds of things to postulate about that, and how mass can actually be gained by the faster you go, or lost, or whatnot, and how there's some proportionate stuff with being able to travel fast, and the mass and matter that make up you, and even electrons. I've read even today about how they're really not what we thought of before, as far as like orbiting around a nucleus the whole time. They kind of pop in and out, supposedly, one theory suggests. And then this whole makeup of the background of space and time, they have this this field they call this quantum field, and if you think the whole universe has this quantum field or string theory, then the Paradise would be the nucleus, and everything around it would be this field, and it reacts, and this field has anti-gravity aspects, and the electrons have gravity aspects that are popping in and out, maybe depending on the pole. And this book even suggests that magnetism and energy are all derived from the same and end up being the same. But so they're just different spectrums of the same stuff, but it's hard to explain. Like when you have sound is basically all the same, but there's all kinds of different sounds. But if you break it down, it's really a disturbance in the air. If you have a medium that hasn't, a medium that doesn't have any different, a super medium where there's no perfect background for measuring, sound, like a disturbance. That's what I'm trying to get at. But here's these rulers of the super universe. So you got the 7 master spirits that form or have origin in the different personalities of the Paradise Trinity, and there's 7 from 3. If you add them together, 1 of each, and then you have the universal Father, eternal Son, infinite Spirit, and then the combination of the 3 make the last 4. With our master spirit having origin of all 3 personalities, and so then these master spirits will basically help control in each super universe that are 7. And then from there out, there's the outer space levels, but got some of the rulers of the super universe, and Some of them are basically administrators as well. You got this ancient of days. There's 21 of them, three for each super universe, because they all work together and not just one person doing any judging. But I guess these guys are the ones that are actually like the judges of the whole super universe or whatnot. I don't know, judge is the exact right word, but and they have underneath them these perfecters of wisdom, and there's like 1 billion of these guys per super universe, and 3 billion divine counselors for each super universe. These universal censors, 1 billion of them per super universe. So they all are working for us and helping us to try and basically fill out God's plan of this universal purpose of basically perfecting us will creatures, and there's a lot more that's not revealed to us. There's a whole bunch that's probably way more than just sharing the existence with such lowly beings as us, that given free will to where we abuse it and take advantage, and then some of us kind of maybe look for other things and become more aware of the environment on a different whole. And I don't think you have to be much like super smart or a genius. I think just appreciate certain things is so genius in itself, and some of the simplest things I think are so amazing, and that's where I'm weak, and I have weakness in not understanding some of those simplest things, and being able to take time and recognize God's beauty even in the nature or whatnot. But so there's this rulers of super universe. They break it down to 7. You also have these mighty messengers, those high in authority, those without name and number. So there's different groups, and the first group's the ones that are coordinate Trinity personality and take origin directly and divinely in the Paradise Trinity, which are these 3 there, and the universal censors also. But the ancient days they were the first registered personality in each super universe. You can actually see that for yourself. They claim when you get there to the headquarter worlds, Uversa will be ours. And then these other 3 are actually glorified ascendant mortals as a class. These 3 orders are known as Trinitized Sons of Attainment, being of dual origin but now Trinity service. The first of these orders came up through the ascendant regime and passed through Havana in the days of Grand Fanda, very first mortal to ascend to Paradise Shores. So these God's plan is not also just be idleness, whatever you want in heaven. There's actually more service, and a service that probably is going to be something that is you take honor in and pride in, and have so much different feelings than we can feel and think of today. But oh man, it's gotta think about stuff on here too. But I love thinking about this existence and potential of the future and what's going on. But I know there's a lot in between there and now, and whatnot. I may not even be one that gets accepted, pass the test or whatever. But I think that's where faith comes in, and if it was me to say, I'd say 100%, I'm good, but I'm. To claim that, is kind of arrogant and whatever, but because God's the ultimate, He's got it all, and I'm going to say that, it's faith, and I believe that I'm going to go to one of these next levels, and be learning more and trying to figure out the love of God, and not really figuring out, but trying to be a part of it in whatever way, and try to learn, and not just for myself, but for like my kids and everyone else that I find and talk to, and show these videos, and try not to sound too arrogant and narcissistic, and just know that we talk about infinite and God, there's just never-ending love, and trying to understand that, and it's just that amazingness. But we come down here to these other coordinate rulers and counselors, regional overseers have you, kind of break it down into where these like perfection of days. They're the rulers of the super universe, major sectors, which there's 10. So there's 210 of these perfectors of days for the 70 major sectors. Let me see that a little better. But so like our major sector, I believe, is called Splandon here, with headquarters U Major, the fifth major sector, and then so reaching the recents of days, directors of the super universe minor sectors, which there's 100 minor sectors per major, and INSA with the capital of U minor the third. That's breaking it down from the headquarters of the super universe down towards our local universe. So then these union of days is paradise advisors to the rulers of the local universe, where that's ours is Nebadon, and Salvington is our capital, where Michael resides and has his throne or his palace or whatever. They don't ever use the word palace, but I'm sure their edifices and whatnot are just beyond our comprehension of what's beautiful. And so Emmanuel is this union of days, and he gets confused in the Bible as far as being labeled Jesus. And I'm pretty sure that this is the elder brother. He says, but Emmanuel is his own person, union of days, that is basically an advisor to Michael, who I've just read in this Matthew Henry's commentator that a lot of biblical scholars kind of believe that this archangel Michael is Jesus, and that would just coincide just what with your answer says, that Michael being the creator's son and incarnating Jesus, and how all that works as far as if there's two different persons or personalities as far as man and God in one body. That's beyond me as far as what how all that works. But I'm sure it's in here, and we can kind of get down to it eventually. To read more, you can get one of these books yourself and read. Amazing. But anyway, so then you have these faithful days that are paradise counselors to the high rulers, or to these constellation governments. The Nordilac, or Norladiadek, is the capital of with the capital Edentia, and you can see that pretty good there. But there's 100 local systems in a constellation. So, and the local system is basically 1,000 inhabited planets. So it's not a local universe, a local system. So it's a little different there, where there's 100 constellations per local universe. And then these Voronandek suns are the ones, these constellation flowers, the most highs. That's what they're called as well. And so the Trinity Teacher sons are also these created beings that are here to minister and help us. And I believe these ones also do mission work, where they go down and bestow teachings on the individual planets, and are like the Magistrial or the Avalon, similar, maybe not exactly. There's a lot of stuff to remember, and I don't have it all memorized for sure. But these eternal days, those are the ones that are on the billion spheres, but they sometimes help govern in super universe too. And then these 7 reflective image aids, these are the spokesmen of the 7 reflective spirits, and those are the ones that are the ones that reside on the infinite spirits, 7 spheres that circuit around paradise, and through them is the 7 master spirits, how they kind of keep track of everything, and do their thing, which is it's amazing, the amount of information they can, whatever. I have no idea how. That's the intelligence of God there. Boom. But there's a lot to this infinite spirit, because it's infinite, and that's the amazing thing about God, is just knowing there's always a home, and a being that loves you, and has you always in mind, and wants you to be a part of it, and that's the thing, is Once you recognize that, then you get filled up with God so much you just want to tell everyone, and trying to get as many people as possible to just kind of embrace God, and search for God, and pray for this world that's broken and hurting, and all this confusion out there, and misunderstandings. And if you really want to understand, and I say search for God and within, and ask for advice within, and you may be surprised. You probably be surprised. You sincerely search, and you'll have some answers, and you may be finding out what you want to know, and it's a lot of amazing journey, and love it so much. But anyway, I'm gonna sign off here before this gets shut off anyway, and just want to say I really appreciate everyone that watches these, and I know sometimes I don't sound really enthusiastic or whatnot, but I'm just so overwhelmed with this, and it's amazing. And the social part is where my weaknesses are, in trying to relate to people better and get out there and personally talk to them is also something that I'm trying to do. And that's a hard thing, but there's so much in here to know. And this Majestin, chief of the 49 reflective spirits, there's so much going on with that, and whatever. But anyway, I love you all, and hope you all have a good evening, and definitely see you again on here, and I have some more to go over, and a lot of personalities to get more into these ones that we kind of skimmed over here. All right, see y'all later. Good night.